theory live on the internet now. Good morning, everyone. Possibly. Yes. Great. Awesome.
Yes.
We are live on the internet.
Hey.
Hey, I'm gonna learn how to do this better as we go along. Um, Welcome to the Lyceum Project, Session 2. My lovely players and I are going to explore the capital of Quattrelot, Wisten Dale, today. Learn some more info about their Griffon quest, explore the city a little bit, see where things go. But before all of that, we like to make sure that we take the time to acknowledge that we are proudly sponsored by World Anvil, which has everything you need to start creating and building your world. You can sign up for free and get started right away at worldanvil.com, and you can also join their Discord. It's very helpful. They're running a summer camp writing prompt challenge right now, which has been a ton of fun. I'm slowly getting caught up to being on pace, and Aegon's been doing some streams on the channel here of his world building. He's doing great with it. It's a lot of fun. Now's the time to jump in and see what it's all about. And then, of course, we extend our thanks to Roll20, their generous support, providing us with a pro account and core books to let us kind of run the game and show you some battle maps and all that kind of fun stuff when we get into the thick of things. So, like I said, where we left off last week, you were approaching kind of the outer gates, the southern outer gates of the capital of Quattrelot, the kingdom that you are currently in within the Empire. So let's get you shown what that is. So you guys are coming up here, and that's going to be looking something like that. Oop, that's the wrong thing. Okay, you can kind of start to see where you're at here. So you are down here at the southern gates. I'll get you some tokens so you can kind of move yourselves around. And that's what it's all about. They're going to be super big. There we go. City not to scale, just for reference. So this is as I said, it's the capital of Quattrelot. It's a big, bustling city, lots of people, lots going on. As you pass through the southern gates, it dumps you onto sort of a ring road that runs along the perimeter outer wall of the city, as well as into the South Market, which is one of the two major sort of shopping centers for the town. There's another market at the north entrance, which is sort of the main entrance to the city, and this is kind of like a back gate type deal. So this dumps you into the South Market. It's a little more of a not a poor neighborhood, but just sort of a lower end market, whereas the more sort of ritzy neighborhood is towards the north end of the city, and it kind of builds as you go up. You can see on the map here there's a sort of temple district off to the side. Over here as well. It's fighting me today.
It happens.
There's a temple district and sort of a craft district out here in the eastern edge of the city, as well as where the guild hall is located. Quite big on the map there for you. City Hall is also the seat of government for the kingdom as a whole. So the governing council for the kingdom as well as the city all operate out of there. There's a few other kinds of interesting bits and pieces and things, a couple of theaters that are known for having major bard performances and that kind of stuff all scattered throughout the city. There is a druid enclave up here that is a bit of a standout just because it's in a major city rather than out in the wilderness somewhere. They're a little quirky. And then, of course, the Griffon Riders Keep that you are interested in for that quest you picked up off the notice board at the inn is out here, way at the north end of the city from where you're entering. So, what would you like to get up to here in town? You can wander about, do some shopping, head for the guild hall, head for the keep straight away.
I'd probably think head to the Griffin Keep first so we can get information and then see if we need to pick up some supplies afterwards beforehand.
Sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, make your way into the city. You get directed to this sort of large set of stables down here near just off the South Market where you can kind of rest up your horses if you'd like to. You can bring them to keep them with you and drop them at the guild hall. They have stables there as well, but if public stables are available, you kind of rent them out for the day, sort of a deal, and they'll feed, water, clean them up, all that fun stuff. And then you work your way through the town. It's mostly residential in this area, right? There's the two major markets, and then everything in between is mostly just people doing the best they can to live their lives. Wind your way through some different streets and things, working through town. Just generally cordial. You get some good mornings, how are you, nice to see you, polite pleasantry exchanges and stuff of that sort going on. You pass City Hall and then eventually find yourself outside Griffon Riders Keep. It looks like a oversized barn that's been stretched up, essentially. It's a couple of floors. It's designed as obviously sort of living quarters down at the bottom, and then as you go up, it becomes sort of stables for the griffins and hippogriffs, and then there's sort of a takeoff platform at the top that they sort of runway themselves out of, and it's you show up at the front door, give them a knock. Hi, how are you? We've picked up this quest thing that we're interested in doing for you. Can you give us some info? They will direct you to the commander who was mentioned on the original flyer, which that would be Commander Agneta. So the commander comes on down and meets up with you. He is a stout halfling on the older side, gentleman. You can tell that he doesn't really get out into the field as much anymore. He's more running the keep at this level. Even like he's a commander, but he's not like a field commander anymore. He's sort of quasi retired. And he's good morning, nice to see you, appreciate you coming. You can tell we're all a little worse for wear after the bit of a fray that we got into. A lot of our people are a couple blocks away at the hospital getting tended to, getting stitched up, and we really need to sort of get the ranks replenished as best we can here. So you think you might be able to help us out?
Getting some Griffin eggs? Yeah, I think we can do that.
Okay. Well, you got. I wish we could have spared some people to help you, but I can at least point you in the right direction. You can either climb Stormy Peak, which it's a rough climb, but you're pretty much guaranteed to find a decent number of griffin nests and eggs. The other option is north and west of the city. There is a bit of like craggy highland hills where there's some nice cliffs and things that you could potentially find some. You may have to search a little bit harder, but they'll be easier to get to versus trying to climb Stormy Peak. Got to get across the lake, got to get up the mountain. It's a big pain in the butt. So easier to get to, but a little sparser population, or harder to get to, but you're pretty much guaranteed to find a decent number of them, with the requisite that the more you find, the more you're going to have to deal with. So there's some pros and cons to which direction you want to go in, but those are your two best bets on where you're going to be able to find some eggs for us. Now, obviously, we don't want you cleaning out entire cliff sides. We need to make sure that we leave enough for the population to self-sustain, but we need at least a few to start getting things going. We just don't have time to start breeding our own again from scratch. We lost too many griffins in the air for that, unfortunately.
So what's the minimum amount that you need?
We're looking to get at least 5 or 6 eggs would be a good start for us. We can then kind of supplement from there, but we need to at least get a few into the hatchery and get them working through the nursery as quick as we can.
All right. So we're gonna start with getting 5 or 6.
Can I just say I'm sorry for your loss of your griffins and I think also some of your soldiers? It must be hard.
It always is, but that kind of comes with the territory. We do the best we can to protect both of the kingdoms on the island here, and we just it's rare to see that many bandits also mounted the way that they were. We didn't expect that much of a air combat as we saw. Usually we have the advantage.
What were they mounted on?
They had hippogriffs of their own. We're not entirely sure where they've sourced them from, but it was a pretty well established number. They've been preparing for this for a while now with the way that they hit us.
Where exactly did this happen? Are we likely to encounter them when we go to collect eggs, or was this in a different area a little bit? They were attacked.
The skirmish where the attack actually happened, I'd be able to let you know that it was out more towards Centrata.
Okay.
But where their sort of base or headquarters might be, I couldn't tell you. As soon as we know, we're planning to hit it as hard as we can. Once we're back to a condition where we're able to muster that kind of force, but for now, we're still trying to get information on who exactly they are and where exactly they are.
If we happen to learn anything while we're out, we'll definitely report back.
That would be appreciated. Eyes and ears, as always.
The more the merrier.
Is there any other questions you have? Anything that I might be able to try to help you with? Otherwise, I need to get back to trying to get everyone looked after and get things back squared away.
I can't think of anything else. Anyone?
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Preferred bait.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Sorry, what was that?
What's their preferred bait?
Preferred bait? Well, they're carnivorous. Any sort of fresh meat would be a good way to try to bait away some of the griffins from their nests. Would also advise dawn and dusk. That tends to be when they're actively hunting. Don't go at night. You're just going to find them sleeping. And middle of the day is just going to make it easy for them to spot you.
Thank you very much.
Best of luck,
Thank
and be safe out there.
And you too.
So as you kind of work your way through the keep a little bit and kind of get a lay of things, you can see that the people who are up and about and tending to the griffins that are left and things like that, they're all looking pretty beat up. There's a lot of visible bandages and arms and slings and things, and some of the griffins have taken some wounds as well. There's some arrows getting removed and things, and they've or like bandages from what look like they may have been arrow wounds and things like that. It's a little removed from the battle, where they're mostly in recuperating and healing kind of a stage at this point. And they do have their own like hatchery nursery type area as well, that they're working through baby griffins to get them into the sort of training queue, but they don't have time to wait for the few griffins they have left to lay more eggs to build. Like, they need to kind of get the ball rolling
Yeah.
faster than that. So that's why they're looking to kind of jumpstart their brood, maybe clutch, something like that. Insert appropriate biology term here. But aside from that, you can tell that they've been worked over pretty hard. So, where would you like to head from here?
I'm thinking maybe Stormy Peak might be a better idea if we have an easier chance of finding enough eggs.
Yeah, and it's not going to be that difficult to get over the water and get up the cliffs because I've got wings. So I would.
And I'm pretty strong, so I think I could probably climb up.
Am I able to, Kim? Am I able to carry someone while I'm flying, or?
Let's look and see. I'm gonna say likelihood is probably not, if I remember what your carrying capacity is, but that was the one thing I forgot to open. Is everybody's sheets? I usually have them ready to go so I can reference stuff when you ask those questions, but I didn't today. So, because it says on here somewhere. Somewhere. Where is it? Oh, it's on here somewhere. There we go. Carrying capacity is 165, and you got 90 on you now, so I'd say you'd be a struggle to carry somebody in the party with you.
Yeah. But I mean, to be fair, I don't know how to list everything as in my bag of holding, which is only 15 pounds.
Oh.
I don't know how to do that. Do I just hit activate or no?
No, the D&D Beyond is weird about that. You have to do some funky subtraction stuff. I'll show you how to do that when we're done, so that, or later, so between now and next week, so that way you actually have kind of a good feel. But yeah, with 165, you might be able to swing it, but it would just depend on how big everybody in the party is, and it'd be a struggle either way, because you don't have a ton of strength to throw at it.
But I would have 150 instead, since I have a bag of holding.
Yeah.
Alright, so I possibly will be able to get one or two people across the water. So that won't be an issue, hopefully. Let's see.
I do want to see if there's some sort of like magic shop to see about maybe getting a scroll or two of Featherfall, which might be helpful if we're climbing a dangerous mountain, because not all of us can fly, so it might be good just in case.
Sure. Just
Some of us fall.
Yeah, so some of us just fall.
okay. So you spend some time kind of working your way through the Plaza Market, sort of heading vaguely in the direction of the Guildhall, as that was a direct. You mentioned that was where your next vague sort of destination was. So you work your way through the Plaza Market. You stop by a few different vendors looking for the specific spell scrolls that you think you might need. Um, they're turning up empty for just as the way things come and go.
Yeah.
They don't have Featherfall in stock at the moment. Generally, you get a like, hey, if you give us a little bit of time, we can source some, we can get some made for you. But it's just going to be a little bit of a
Yeah, no.
turnaround time on it.
There's, one of those last minute thoughts that you're like, oh, maybe. But yeah, maybe I'll get a list together and see for future.
All right.
Okay. Anything else? Anyone else?
I don't think so. We bought lots of rope, which could definitely be helpful. And you can fly. And I can climb-ish.
I can fly, and I also can cast levitate. So if someone were to fall, I could at least try and make it a little easier to catch them.
I'm always looking
Yeah,
up to see if my carry capacity would be enough that I could theoretically carry someone up a mountain. Not entirely sure. Possibly, considering my armor is 60 pounds on its own.
It happened. But yeah, I think Zidalio kind of looks at everyone else and like, think we're good, right? We can go and scope it out a little bit and then maybe wait till dusk.
Yeah, I mean, we can at least go look at it. The worst that happens is we decide we can't. Well, the worst that happens is somebody dies, but we'll try
Not
and look
cheerful
at
today.
So what's the game plan here?
I think we're gonna head to Stormy Peaks.
Okay, you're gonna head out and head for the peak. It's
Yeah.
about a day's ride north of where you're at. So if you leave now, you'll get there roughly it'll be middle of the night kind of time frame, right? Because you got into the city here first thing in the morning, got across town, got to the keep, did your bit of a market spell scroll search, and then if you head out, you're probably going to get to the edge of the lake somewhere around like 10, 11 o'clock at night. So you could potentially crash out, wake up, and try to tackle the mountain at dawn, something roughly in that kind of scheme.
That sounds
Who has
good.
dark vision? Who has dark vision?
Oh, you have dark vision.
I think so.
Well,
I
at
think
least
I
a few of us.
do.
Yeah. I'm like, wait, what character is this?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we can see in the dark, we can get some
You
scouting
know.
done when we get there.
Oh yeah, I can just flutter around while they're sleeping.
So, let's see here. Get you turn that down for spoilery reasons. Then, okay. So you came into town, stopped by the keep, got some an info dump, decided that Stormy Peak's probably going to be your best bet. They said it's pretty much guaranteed you'll be able to find Griffon nests, but there's just going to be like a denser population of them, which means you may have to contend with a bit more resistance to your egg collecting efforts. Trying to be nice about how we phrase this.
Are baby stealing?
Yeah, it's a little ironic. You help somebody give birth to one, and now you're going to steal a whole bunch of other ones.
I mean, are griffins intelligent?
Born. I'm sorry. It's apparently what I do now.
It's just babies the whole way down.
At least we're not killing them.
Next time on Baby D&D.
Yeah.
No one's making omelets yet.
Generally, no. Griffins aren't, like, they're trainable. That's why they're used as mounts. But they're not, like, smart.
All right. That's what I thought.
So, you head out from Wisten Dale. Do you want to try to take the road, or do you want to just cut the wilderness path?
Let's take
Do
the
we
road.
Okay. It's
Yeah, I
a
mean, do
little
we know
more
anything about
roundabouty?
Yeah, do we know anything about like the wilderness paths through here that we would be able to make that decision, I guess?
You know that the like kind of the marked out trails that are on the map here are generally the best paid, like they're the medieval equivalent of highways, essentially. So it's easy travel. It's generally reliably not going to get like jumped by anything just because of the amount of traffic that's on them. Wild animals tend to stay more away because they just don't want to mess with the road too much and that kind of stuff. The wilderness is not this, endless treacherous domain for which few tread. It's a logging community. They spend a lot of time in and amongst the trees, but there is a little bit of getting yourself turned around because you forget which way's north, and there's a little bit of you do run the risk of bumping into wolves and eagles and anything else that might be living in a open forest. But it's not some like super crazy dangerous thing where nobody dares tread there.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just take the trail because I don't want to deal with that stuff.
No,
It'll be
yeah,
a lot easier if we do, yeah. Well, hopefully we won't come across any more naked elves.
Yeah.
All right.
Those are the hope. Okay, so you're gonna come out to the road. It'll take a little bit longer to get there, right? Because you gotta come out and up. Not too much so. So you probably get there a little more like midnight-ish rather than like 10 or 11, just because you got to do a little bit of a U or like a C shape out and around. And while you are on the road, Okay, you do cross paths with a noble-ish looking person, not like high nobility, sort of like one of those lower barony types. And they have a sort of retinue in tow. They look like they may be coming back from a hunting expedition of some sort. They have some game on, hanging off sticks that they're carrying back with them, and he's riding his horse and all that kind of stuff. You crisscross on the road. extend, nods, hi, how you doing, that kind of stuff. You can flag them down if you'd like to, but otherwise they're just going to carry on their merry way, and it's just sort of, the road's busy. But you carry on for the rest of the day, no big deal, and eventually find yourself at the edge of the lake here. It's, like I said, it's about midnight-ish, so middle of the night. You can see the lake extends out ahead of you, and then with, are you busting out light spells, torches, anything of that sort? You going off just moonlight and starlight, or?
Let's stick with moonlight and starlight if possible, just because we don't want to. If
Don't
the
attract too
Griffins.
much attention.
Exactly.
Yeah, Kara would probably be familiar stalking by moonlight anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like we're gonna start going up it now anyway. So
Yeah.
Right. So the lake stretches out ahead of you for maybe about a quarter of a mile swim or so, and then very abruptly starts to go rocky and vertical. The mountain is not an easy climb. Some people struggle just to get out of the water because there isn't a lot of like beach. It's just water, 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 rock. So it is a bit of an undertaking to get up onto this mountain, but once you get kind of into the footholds and handholds and start working your way up, you start finding ledges and things that are a little bit easier to, and cliffs and things that you can sort of work yourself from place to place. But it's just getting onto it in the first place. It's a bit of an undertaking. So you are currently on the shore across from this giant mountain. It's about a quarter-mile swim to get there. Do you want to settle in for the night? Do you want to send somebody ahead to scout? What would you like to try to do here?
I want to scout. Since I can get across pretty easy.
Yeah, the area and Noon want to scout since you can both fly, and that way you're not alone. That might be a good idea, and we'll maybe work on setting up camp.
Buddy system.
Buddy system. Gotcha.
yeah, I can do that. I can't see in the dark, but I mean, as long as there's moonlight, I have a general idea of what's going on. At least you have somebody with you.
Yeah.
And I don't want to swim at this time of night, so.
Yeah.
No.
Water's gonna be very cold. Very cold.
Should the rest of us set up camp then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be good. Good idea, Care.
Okay. So you're able to
Work
do
out
that. There's a decent amount of shoreline, so you have enough of a clearing to kind of set up camp there. You can push back into the woods a bit if you want to try to find just like a clearing or a meadow that's away from the exposure of being on the water's edge. But there's plenty of room there on the shore for the kind of lakeside campsite if you want it. As for the two of you, you're going to get up and into the air here and do some scoping around. You fly across the lake. Takes a little bit of time. Like I said, it's about a quarter of a mile. You can do it faster flying than you can swimming generally. But you get yourself over there and start kind of scanning at a distance, kind of trying to do the best you can to scan the mountainside. You go up a few 100 feet, assuming they're going to be, at least a little bit of elevation to where they're at. Go ahead and make for me some perception checks.
Oh no, my boy down.
It'll be at disadvantage if you don't have dark vision.
Yeah.
But not too dumb.
Do it. There we go.
Come on, roll. There it is. So we are looking at a 10 and a 15. So it takes a while to kind of spot this out. There's an okay amount of moonlight. It's not like a new moon night where there's just nothing to work with. So between noon, dark vision plus moonlight, you do eventually find a set of cliffs that appear to have some nesting griffins on them. Let's see here. Like that. So you see on there, let me get this. You see this kind of a view here. There's some interconnected cliffs with some little ledges that the nests are kind of scattered about on. They are currently all occupied by their occupants, occupied by their occupants. There's griffins squatting on all of these nests, getting in their Z's, getting ready for the next day of, doing their griffiny stuff. You can tell that it looks like there's two ways to kind of get to this section of cliffs. You can either try to climb straight to it, or you can try to climb up and around and come down from above, hoping to kind of like sneak up on them a little bit versus coming up straight at them. That's where they'll kind of like, there's a top way to get to them and a down bit way to get to them. So that's kind of the general lay that you see. You do, that's kind of like the cluster, that your best bet for a cluster of nests to work with in the amount of time that you're spending here looking for stuff. You know that if you keep going higher, or you circle around to a different side of the mountain, you may find other spots to try, but in terms of the side of the mountain that you're approaching from and up without going super high up, this is what's looking like your best bet.
All right. I feel like we should check for backup areas, though. What do you think?
Sorry. Yeah, I would like to at least take a look around as much as we can and just see if there's what else is out there.
Yeah, let's look for 2 more.
Okay.
I almost did like the backward peace sign.
Okay, so make another round of perception checks for me.
Gotcha. Oh no! Oh no, he dumb. My boy, no.
Himbo.
He can't be a himbo. He's not buff. No, like there are like I think 3 requirements for himbos. Stupid, kind, and I've already fucked up the backward visa. And then being like muscular. You need those to be himbo. Or at least like hot. And this boy is like a twink.
I think Garnet is probably a herbo, to be honest. I'm pretty sure that intelligence was her dump stat.
So you spend a bit more of your evening. You've been at this for a few hours now. You know you're going to need to get back to camp to rally up with everyone to get back over here for sort of a dawn raid while they're off getting breakfast, kind of a game plan that you had discussed previously. So you do find one other location. It's only 2 nests, and it's another probably 500 to 700 feet higher up the mountain than the spot that you found that was a decent cluster. And it's a bit more around to like the north side of the mountain, so you have to go like that to get to it. And it would just be a bit more treacherous for less potential reward, though you would have fewer griffins to potentially have to worry about spotting you. It's tough scouting in the dark. It's not easy.
We're like, nope, we can't find anything.
Oh. Alright. Can I roll again? To search a little better?
Yeah, you can take one more crack at it.
Oh no. Oh. He's just a little too stupid.
We love him all the same.
Thanks.
You love him, but
We all have our special skills. And
Too bad.
and that's not his.
Okay. So you scope out a bit more now. You've gone kind of up around and north to spot the last bit that you went. So you keep kind of going around. You're now on the opposite face of the mountain from the side that everyone's camping on, and a little bit sort of halfway between the elevation of the first site and the elevation of that little 2 nest site, you do find another site that looks like it has 4 to 6-ish griffins sleeping in that general vicinity. There's no opportunity to approach it from above. You would only be able to come at it from underneath, and you just have to hope that they don't spot you climbing up at them along the way there. But that would be an option if you wanted to circle around to the east sort of face of the mountain from the west side that you're currently camping on.
Could we tell like which would have been the easier to get to for those of us that can't fly?
Let's see. Make a survival check.
Do you want that at disadvantage?
It's more of a, well, yeah, you're trying to assess the climb, so
And
that
I'm-
could be.
Yeah.
Ho ho ho.
So, the way it kind of ranks out, the 2 nest spot has the hardest climb to make. The east side mountain that you can only climb up from the bottom. So you have four approaches, right? You have the 2 nest, the east side, west side from above, west side from below. West side from below would be the easiest climb, but you run the risk of getting spotted. The east side is going to be kind of your next difficulty up, but again, you can only come at it from below. The west side loop up and come from above would be your third, and then the 2 nest one would be your hardest climb because you got to go a lot higher up the mountain, and it's a more treacherous ascent.
I think that we should, for the one that has 2 ways, that we should come from above, just even though it's a more of a difficulty, just because we'll be able to sneak up on them a little easier.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think that gives us any kind of advantage doing this. Okay, we should probably head back.
Yeah, let's head back.
Okay, so you work your way down and back across the lake. You get back to camp as kind of it's starting to crack dawn a little bit. Like it's not light, but you can see that the sky is starting to lighten in hue a little bit. So you know that it's well on its way, and everybody's going to have to kind of hurry their butts up if they want to actually get there before morning breaks properly and you actually start getting into like the light of day. So it's enough time realistically for short rests for everyone who camped and no rest for everyone else. You're gonna be running yourself a little ragged on this one, but you guys can kind of how do you want to get across? You're just gonna swim it, or are you gonna try to like pick the two of you fly across with one person at a time, do like back and forths, or
I feel it might be just make more sense at this point to swim it. They're already tired. I don't think we should tire them out even more by having them carry us all.
Yeah, and I'm assuming if we're not doing any kind of rest, then I can't fly anymore. I only get a certain amount of time with my boots.
Yeah.
I was thinking, kind of wish I'd got. Now I'm regretting not picking this one magic item I had that was a feather that turned into a boat. One sec, you guys. One moment.
When you guys get back, we're probably all, just relaxing mostly, reading some more.
Sorry, that was my mom. She moved in with me.
Oh, fine. So you give everyone a jostle, get everybody up and on their feet. Get yourselves ready to make this swim. What are you doing about armor and things? You gonna doff it, throw it all in the bag?
I'm gonna leave my armor because I think an extra 60 pounds of armor is not gonna help me out, and my shield pound on its own. So I think I'm gonna leave both of those there.
Alright. Noon will offer the bag of holding for anyone to put their stuff in.
Thank you very much. Just gonna strip off my armor. I'm gonna drop it to the floor with a massive clang. Then gonna try and put it into the bag of holding.
Yeah, because otherwise.
Yeah, any of my excess stuff.
Yeah, heavy equipment, heavy armor, things of that sort. You start making the swim rolls at disadvantage instead of just normal rolls, and that can start getting hairy quick. You wind up blub 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 pulling a Sonic. That's no fun. So
I would toss my shield in there if possible.
You get yourselves all kind of ready to go for a swim. Heavy stuff packed away. Everyone into the water. You can make an athletics check and a Constitution save, and sense for kind of how fast you go and kind of how tired you get along the way. Because it's a quarter mile. It's an endurance swim, right? It's not a sprint lap.
That is big. So you said athletics and con save?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not good.
And the I'll kind of combine the two together and then adjudicate from there.
Not great.
Okay. Okay.
So
that could have gone very poorly, but all right.
What, with like a natural 1, you would think?
Chair is very much
I can
not
fix
a
that.
swimmer.
I undo that. I see her like struggling to swim, and I'm like, "Oh, honey," and then I do the thing, and timey-wimey, it gets a little ripply.
Mm-hmm.
I can do it again.
Yeah.
That's better.
I found an excellent example of how
I don't want someone drowning on the swim. Like, that is not a good way to start the day. Like, we're gonna try this.
Okay.
Like, I can't run out of air as an air genasi, but I would just... Swimming's not my thing. I like more the air and flying.
I don't think my Constitution saving throw roll went through, but I got a 14 overall for that.
Okay. So Care, you make okay-ish time, but it really kind of sucks the wind out of you. Making this swim, you have a bit of a struggle on the endurance side of things. An unfortunate side effect of swimming one arm, your legs are doing a lot of the work, tires you out a little bit. Zedalia makes this swim like a champ, feeling good, like can't wait to swim back. Doing some stretches when you get to the other side, ready to go, make the climb. Yarnit, you have a okay-ish pace. You said you had a 14 on the con save, right? So
Yeah.
generally okay, not feeling 100%, like you're not eager to make that swim back to shore when you're done with this, as there's going to be quite a bit of climbing ahead of you, and but you're not like completely zonked either. You're still doing okay. The short rest definitely helped a bit. And then Arya, I've got your athletics, which is a really solid pace. You and Zedalia were almost like racing each other across this like good solid speed. What was your con save? Although I don't see it on here.
No. It was like a 6 or 7. It wasn't great.
Okay. So yeah,
I know it wasn't. It was like right around there. It was like, yeah.
So then you would be feeling some wind, especially after spending the night doing recon. That swim took a bit out of you. You're not looking forward to having to make this climb. It's just like, dear Lord, this is a lot more exertion than I was hoping for.
Really could use a nap.
But you are now kind of up against this side here. Like I said, there isn't really much of a shore. You're basically just water up against mountains. So you're going to have to like climb yourself out of the water and get up to something resembling a cliff to kind of compose yourself, put armor and things back on if you want to at this stage, and then continue to climb from there. So we'll say that the athletics plus con to get across the lake also gets you up to that platform, kind of first available cliff landing space that's big enough for you all to get yourselves up on. There's a lot of huffing and puffing from a couple of party members, and like I said, you can take some time to put all your stuff back on if you want to, or you can keep climbing.
Do you guys want your
I'm not
armor
gonna put
back?
my armor back on.
I will take my shield back because I have boots of spider climbing, so I can just walk on surfaces.
Yeah, I don't need that extra weight while I'm trying to climb a cliff. So I'm gonna leave it off for now.
All right.
I probably would put like extra stuff in, but nothing I need.
Care is probably off in the corner starting to tie the rope together. She would pop her mage arm as well, so now she has two hands so she can work properly.
All right. So, I was gonna suggest that Noon fly ahead with the rope and start tying it off on stuff to make it easier for everyone else to climb.
That's a good idea.
If you grab some of the, I'm assuming you should have some like pitons in your basic adventuring kits for most of you, presumably.
I think so.
At least a few mixed in there somewhere, depending on which backpacks and kits you picked up. So you kind of scoop up a couple handfuls of pitons, kind of drop them into a sack or a bag or something on your hip, and a hammer. Start running lengths of rope up as Care's tying ends on ends to give you enough length to work with. You start kind of going up and hammering in anchor points along the way to try to make this a little bit easier for everybody as that's going on. So we'll go ahead and are you trying to be like slick about this, or are you just going about your business and not worrying too much about what may or may not be around you, or like are you stealthing basically?
I would prefer to stealth. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually have disadvantage because I don't have my armor on. It's gonna watch me getting that one anyway. But still, I want to stealth.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So should I roll stealth?
Yeah. Roll stealth for your sort of climbing piton laying ahead mission. So that'll do fine for that. You work your way up. Now, the game plan was to go up and around and come at them from above.
Yeah.
Okay. So that climb is a little bit tougher just because you have to go up and kind of over a little bit. You have to kind of jog and then come down on over top of them. But you kind of scout the mountain ahead looking for good places to anchor your pitons, good places for handholds and footholds to try to give people as much help as you can. So, and you're doing it as sneakily as possible so you don't tip off the griffins that you're coming. Go ahead and make a kind of a survival check for me for how well you do with sort of pre-mapping the climb for everybody.
Yeah.
It's not bad. So you feel like with the amount of rope that they were able to run out for you and things of that sort, you've gotten a pretty decent kind of route marked off with the anchor points and things to where it's still going to be tough, but it's hopefully going to be pretty doable. You may have to take your time in some places and just watch out for each other and stuff, but you feel like you got a pretty solid pre-scout in on this climb. So you drop back down, everyone else is ready to go. You can make this athletics check at advantage since you've done the legwork to get all of the kind of like safety gear in place and kind of pre-chart the climb so people know where they're going route wise and things like that. So that's at advantage. And then we also want stealth checks for making sure you don't like kick rocks loose or accidentally like scatter birds out of a little crack in the side of the mountain and all that kind of usual climbing antics.
Now, is this mountain like icy or?
No, it's rocky. If you get high enough up on it, it'll start to turn into an ice peak. But for the most part, it's rock. There's some dry brush, things of that sort along the way there. Snow doesn't kick in until like way up higher.
Okay, because my slippers don't work on ice or like slippery conditions, but that's why I wanted to double check beforehand.
You wouldn't have an issue on that front.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that I say that Noon is going to fly below them, ready to catch anyone who slips and falls.
Good plan.
Noon is a thinker.
2 6s at the same time.
I like it. As long as you're, thinking ahead and things and stuff like that, I'm all in favor of that. I'm more than happy to let you cover your butts as much as you think to ahead of time. So stealth. Sedalia, you're basically walking up the mountain with your slippers, so you don't have to worry about the athletics check. Arya, with your 11 athletics, not terrible. Could be better, but not terrible.
I'm more acrobatics. If I could flip up the mountain, that would be a different story.
Yeah, acrobatics. Well, we'll get there. It's coming.
Someday you'll be just able to run up the side.
Mm-hmm.
Someday.
Come on, rolls. Come on through.
Right, sorry, it's stealth and athletics, right?
Athletics at advantage, yeah.
Athletics. Okay, thank you.
You have a +8 to stealth and you only rolled an 11? That sucks.
Yes, it does.
That's harsh.
I was like, oh. Yeah. I was like, ooh, +8. I'm going to do so well. And then I've just been rolling like garbage today, apparently.
You know, it is definitely a thing that happens sometimes.
It's always tough when your core skills let you down. But every once in a while, you have that bad day where you lean on a rock and it causes a landslide, and you're just like, well, that's a thing.
I knew it. My one stealth roll where I'm not wearing my heavy armor, so I don't have disadvantage. I still get another
of course.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Well, I feel better about my 11 now.
I have advantage and I rolled the same thing both times. This isn't how advantage is supposed to work.
I did that earlier. A sage roll 20.
Okay. Flying, walking, athletics. So, the only person who has even a hint of trouble with this climb is Arya. It doesn't go terribly for you. You've got enough good climbs kind of on either end of you, and there's rope and there's footholds and things of that sort. So safety wise, you're in good shape. You know, you got Noon as a safety net ish flying behind you. Sedalia is kind of blazing the trail ahead, walking up with the slippers, and you do run into a small problem as you go to start hooking around to come back down a bit to drop in on kind of the Griffon perch. I'm always grasping for terms like that. Garnet does go to step on a foothold that gives way, and some decently big rocks take a tumble, and there's some thudding and crashing as sliding of stone on stone as a big chunk kind of tumbles down the side of this mountain, and everybody does that like wince as they're just like, oh shit. However, you, at least so far, everybody's doing the quick looking to see if you're about to get ambushed. So far, at least, you are not seeing any sort of like Griffon dive bombs or anything on your position. It seems like they're off at this dawn kind of breakfast hunt is lending you some cover on this front. Otherwise, if they were still sleeping in their nest, you probably would have been in a lot of trouble. So you work your way kind of across and down from above. I gotta turn the opacity up.
Let's see that map. Let's see that map.
There's you guys climbing down. There's okay, and so that's you climbing down from above, and let's get that. So, you can see kind of as you're working your way down, there's a few different ledges where there's some nests scattered about. You can see that each one has between 1 and 3 eggs in it. It varies from nest to nest. You know, as one does. They don't always all have triplets, kind of a thing. You know, there's some variation in there. So how do you want to approach this, aside from obviously stealthy as hell?
You mean we don't want me to be playing my lute as we go down?
A very quietly sneaking song. We are being very sneaky.
Yeah.
I'm just saying toss a coin to your Witcher, but very quietly.
The disembodied voice in the sky is just like screaming, "No, dear God, please don't play the musical instrument right now."
I do have an idea.
Well, there's a thought somewhere because it's not mine.
So, my idea is, do we have any rope left?
How far did we climb?
I have 50 feet of rope.
It was a good like 500-600 feet once you come up and across and down again to get to these ledges. So you're out. I would assume you're pretty much out of rope unless you deliberately held a little bit back and made some of it as a free climb. You're run out of length at this point.
Yeah, probably.
Alright. Let me see if I have any Okay, I have rope with me then. Okay, I am gonna use my rope. I'm gonna tie it to my backpack, which is separate from my bag of holding. Alright. Who wants to receive the eggs?
I'll do it.
Okay, so here's my plan. We're gonna go up to the cliffs above the nests. One of us is gonna go down, and the other's gonna lower the backpack. The one down below is gonna load the eggs into the backpack, and then the person with the rope is gonna bring them back up.
Well, that person should probably be a stealthy person, so not me.
I can do the collecting.
All right. I was thinking maybe I should do the putting the eggs in the bag because I can fly down and up fairly quietly.
I can also use my mage hand to help you while you're down.
All right. Is that able to lift the eggs? Because how much can that lift?
It's
Yeah, how big are
10
these eggs?
10 pounds for mage hand, and safe bet that a griffin egg is probably like ostrich egg sized, maybe. So should be within the realm of mage handable.
My brain is just comparing it to Arc Dino eggs and how much they weigh.
Right? The weight classes for those are ridiculous.
All right. An ostrich egg is 3 pounds, so yeah, you'll be able to do it fine.
Da, 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 da.
All right. So I'll flutter down here.
We're gonna see.
And we're only going to take eggs from the nests that have more than one.
And
Yeah.
and leave at least one behind.
Obviously, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How? I'm gonna Oh yeah, like I've got Echo out as well. Okay.
Yeah, I've got them dropped on there for you.
Yeah, I realized after I said it that they were out there. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just want to, keep a lookout for any returning hippogriffs, because that would be very bad.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Just kind of stay up to the top and watch.
So, make a perception check for me. That'll be for you kind of scouting out to keep an eyes peeled so you at least know they're coming if they are coming.
Yeah, just, if they're coming back, give like an advance warning so we can, try and do something.
Okay. You are on the west side of the mountain, so the sun is essentially blocked by the mountain itself, right? So you're going to see kind of like as the sun keeps coming up at this dawn, you're going to see light kind of like peeling around the giant mountain that you're on and start lighting out ahead of you, and like so you're still working in quasi darkness essentially, right? It's dawn but the sun's that way. But you got your eyes peeled, you're scoping out as best you can as Noon and Care try to do the best they can to make quick work of these nests. So you've got this little cluster of 2 down here. You've got this one that's sort of above the position that you're at a little bit, and then this one down here where there's a group of 3 that are kind of scattered out across the lower cliffs. And then, so that's what the 6 that you've got to work with here. And
Let's start with the 2 that are right next to each other.
So the one on the left has 2 eggs in it, and the one on the right also has 2. So if you're gonna go with your always leave one behind game plan, that will net you 2 of
All right.
the 6-ish that you're looking to aim for from the conversation that you had. So far as scouting out for griffins goes, you're not seeing any of them come back yet. Doing the best you can to keep eyes peeled for that. So where are you gonna? So you take some time, right? You're flying down, but you gotta be very careful with loading the eggs into the backpack, hoisting them up, reallocating them through the group, and undoing all that because they're ostrich size, so they're decently big eggs.
Yeah. All right.
So you gotta empty the backpack, hand them off to people in the party to kind of rebag into their own stuff, and then send the backpack back down and rinse and repeat. So the process is going smoothly. You've got a little bit of an assembly line action going on, but it does take time to get it done. It's maybe like a 10 to 20 minutes process to get the backpack down, loaded, up, handed off, back down again, up, loaded, back down again. Kind of a deal, just to kind of give you a sense of how much time is passing as the morning slowly closes in on you. And then where are you going to move from there?
I'm thinking that we could grab from here, this one next, since it's a closer one. And it's just down the trail. And I would fly up and lower the backpack down.
Okay. Reverse the process on that. So that one has 3 eggs in it.
All right, I'll take 2 of those.
And as you get that loaded up, you both had the same perception rolls. So Zedalia and Arya, you both hear what kind of sounds like an eagle scream, yell, call, roar, but bigger. And you make a nature check to discern for certain that it's a griffin's scream of not happiness. But given where you're at, it's probably a safe assumption. It might just be a raven or something. I don't know. No.
Incoming.
So you've got your eyes peeled out for them. You haven't seen them closing in yet, but you have heard the call or screech of Griffon somewhere. You're kind of doing a lot of this, looking up, looking down, trying to spot where they may be coming at you from. But you've definitely heard that they're they're in more of the vicinity than you were hoping, I guess would be the...
Care is going to flip the hood of her cloak of what's it called? Cloak of Elvenkind over her head and flatten herself against the rock and just vanish.
I see how it is, bitch.
So they haven't dive bombed or attacked or anything yet, but you've at least been alerted to the fact that they may be alerted to the fact that you're here, I guess.
How many eggs have we gotten at this point then?
You've got 4 so far.
4. Okay.
And there's 3 more nests to check.
Care is going to use, she's going to pull a small piece of copper wire with her mage hand from her pocket and wrap it around her ear. And she's going to go, Noon, hurry up.
Okay. Noon will flutter down to these. Right here, down in the lower left.
Those are not there. There's that one and that
one. I'm sorry, I was focusing on the cliff.
Oh, okay.
That they're on.
There's that was my fault. There's never mind. Doesn't matter. You happen to be clicking on stuff that's on the DM overlay, and I was like, well, no, you shouldn't be able to see those.
Oh, yay! Oh, I was gonna say, can try and hide in? Zedalia wants to try and hide in these like bushes down here a little bit.
Yeah, if you want to run down there and tuck in a little bit, you can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got bird eyes, but they've got bird noses, which means that they can't smell for shit.
Mm-hmm. Their sight's super keen, but their rest of them, their senses aren't as super sharp.
They're also animals, so they don't know.
Yeah, 'cause
What were
they're
you
the-
saying?
Yeah, is there anywhere near like the top? Is there anywhere near near the top up in here
Oh, I should be moving my
that I
character
can hide?
around.
Actually, wait, I want to.
Not really. There's a couple places that you think might give you a little bit of cover, but with the fact that they're likely to be kind of flying in from who knows what angle, you're not seeing a lot of good kind of like nooks or crannies to kind of tuck yourself into at the moment.
Yeah, no, I want more cover just to like give me that little bit of advantage because I have an idea that's not gonna work, but I have an idea.
Okay. Yeah, you might be able to get partial cover, but it's not gonna
Okay.
hide you.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
least
That's fine.
Doing the best you can to make quick assessments of the surroundings. So,
Should
Noon.
I like stealth check for hiding in these bushes?
Yes, please. Are you gonna check the nest on the right or the nest on the left first?
I am gonna look at the one on the left first.
Okay, so you approach that nest and you see that it has 4 eggs in it.
Oh, that's a lot.
So you can take the 2 that you need to get your 6. You could take 3, so you get 7, and leave 1 behind, as you had been kind of the game planning so far, or kind of how you want to divvy that out. But there's enough in this nest to hit that 6 threshold that you said you were aiming for.
I am gonna grab I'm gonna grab 3 because I'm greedy like that.
Okay, that will get you up to 7 total, and you can. Kara, are you at the other end of this backpack still to lift this all up, or are you just cloaked against a wall like I ain't here?
She is definitely pulling it up, but she's trying to keep it as slow, and she's definitely trying to hide while she does it.
Okay. I was just checking because I'm just picturing Noon like tugging on the rope, like, okay, you can pull it up now. Anytime you can pull it, you can pull up the backpack. Oh shit.
And then it just slowly starts rising, slowly inch by inch.
So you ease up this backpack a little at a time, doing the best you can to be super sneaky about it, as you know that you're not entirely alone on this mountainside, which you already knew, but you were hoping for the best. You start to climb back. You got the bag up, you go through this cycle. It's another, 10, 20 minutes to get the bag cycle, get all the eggs that you want to take taken. Are you going to press on and try to get more? Are you going to call it here? Are you going to bail out and try to scurry back up the mountain? Are you going to climb down from where you're at and just cut out the up and around that you did to get here? What's your plan?
I am satisfied with the amount of eggs we have. Which way do you guys want to go? Because I think that it would be safer to do the up and around, just because we have the rope there still.
I just want to be away because I don't fancy being killed by a griffin today, so I'll go whichever way.
We can
Yeah, I
collect
think
the
that-
rope way back as well. Very utilitarian.
I guess that's what we'll do.
Recollect it
suppose.
along the way.
Do we need to have a marching order for climbing up and around?
You will, yeah.
I'd probably put like Sedalia leading, and then Echo like 25 feet back, like more in the middle of the group.
Okay, let's just kind of arrange ourselves vertically here, just as like a frame of reference. So that like that and like that.
Reversed. The light one's the Echo.
Oh, I'm assuming you've gone like
Oh,
up, over,
going up,
and down.
Yeah, you're right.
That was my fault for not being clear.
No, no, you were doing it the like way for we are traveling, and my brain's just like vertical. Start at the top,
Yeah.
because
So this is your descent phase of the operation. So we'll get you kind of situated here. What else are we doing marching order wise? Right, you got Sedalia, and then like roughly 25 feet back, you got your Echo working down. Noon, you're kind of flying ahead of everybody a little bit, or are you gonna come up or follow down from behind?
I am going to go ahead just to try to make sure everything's clear.
Okay.
Aria's
Bear
gonna
is
stick to
come
the.
last.
Okay, then I'll go second last, just in case anybody falls. I've got a decent eyesight that I can try and levitate them.
I'll just go wherever.
Okay, so it's looking like that and
Thank
that
you.
ish for
Yeah.
a descent,
Yep.
right? So your Noon's kind of
Yeah.
leading the way at the bottom, and that's your stack kind of down this up down this rope. Trying to keep everything straight for you. You are backtracking the way that you came, so everyone can make athletics checks at advantage. You've kind of been through this route once before, so you kind of have an idea of what you're going for in terms of where all your handholds and footholds are, and you'll eventually catch back up to where your rope starts and the pitons and recollect them along the way, all that fun stuff.
All right.
And then stealthiness as well. But athletics first. We'll see how the climbing parts go. If anybody slips, falls, any of that kind of, deck saves, catch saves, all that kind of stuff, and then we'll resolve the stealthiness.
I think I'm gonna fall, considering I got a nat 1 and then a 4. So
Ugh.
Yeah, my highest was a 5.
Oh man.
So
This is not good.
I don't want to use.
So I probably fell, but apparently I was also stealthy about it, considering I managed to get like a 16.
you
have a
resisted
stealthy
the urge to
check.
scream as you fell. You just kind of like held your breath and hoped that somebody was going to catch you and didn't like scream bloody murder that you're falling off this mountain. So
I was screaming on the inside.
yeah.
If
That's
I
always
see
the
her
best way.
fall, then if she does fall, like if I see her fall, then I'm casting levitate to grab her real quick.
Levitate's not touch spell, is it?
I don't think so.
Just want to make sure. I don't think it is, but I
Yeah.
had that brief moment of doubt of like, feels like a spell. That
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
touch what you're levitating.
Just want to read it.
Get everybody processed here. It's Dahlia's bet.
No, you can see within range.
Okay. So stealthy, not so good on the athletics. So you get levitated, boom, and somebody will have to reach out and like reel you in to get you back on the rope. Because levitate, you don't get to like swim yourself through the air.
Yeah.
Noon will push them back into place.
Get back on there. That's not too
I
tough to
just-
pull off. Arya's having a bit of a struggle in the climbing department too. With a 5 and a 4. We'll get the rest of the checks made. They haven't shown up yet.
For fuck's sake.
Come on. Roll.
I'm not stealthy.
Nope.
Care. I think he needs to.
I'm just having a real hard time climbing down. It's all bad.
Climbing is not a fun hobby anymore.
That's why I said nope, not doing it, and took spider boots. I'm like, flying is great, but walking is okay.
Yeah, we're just missing. Looks like we're
I
just
think
missing care and
rolls.
Noon's stealth check.
Oh, right. I still got a stealth.
You don't gotta worry about climbing, but you do gotta worry about.
Not getting caught.
Yeah. Okay, so Care, you are
Finally,
nice and stealthy.
But how climby are we?
So you are doing the best you can to get down this mountain. As sneakily as you can, as smoothly as you can. Garnet, you hear at this point kind of coming from above and above and left of you, where you vaguely would guesstimate the nests would be. You now hear a number of those eagle screams that had previously been heard, as though there were several of them all getting really bad news all at the same time. And have that bit of like, oh shit. And
Lovely.
that is when, sorry, try to click between things. Too many. I need to get a third monitor. I was like, I need to have 2 monitors. I need to get like 6 monitors. It's just, we don't have enough monitors.
Really is true. Like, you suffer with one for such a long time, and you're like, it's fine. But as soon as you get 2, you suddenly realize you need all of them. Like, just keep buying more and more and more, because it's just a whole thing.
And
absolutely.
With that, we are going to go ahead and roll initiative.
Scary.
Because you, as you're kind of working your way down, you look up and you see that there is a small-ish pack of griffins rapidly descending in your direction, very abruptly. They have a fly speed of 80 feet, so they are booking it a lot faster than you can safely climb down this mountain, and they will be upon you very, very momentarily.
I regret not putting my armor back on. My armor class has gone from 19 to 11 because I took my armor off.
Oh, that's not good.
On the plus side, I can heal, so I should be okay. I hope.
Oh, mine didn't go through. I have a 24. Can you get? I don't want to have to roll again and risk not getting that.
No, you're fine.
Alright.
You just have to make sure that you give your token a click before you make the roll, and then it should automatically add it in for you.
Yeah.
I didn't get my click my token, but I still got a good initiative. But now what do I do?
I'll enter it in for you.
You can,
Oh, thank you so
yeah.
much.
I mean, you can do it again, and then you can usually edit it in the turn order itself.
Yeah.
If needed.
I got a nat 20 for initiative.
We
So I can die sooner, apparently.
like out of 4 of us so far, 3 got over 20.
Okay, so is it 20 plus anything or just a straight 20?
She got 21 for Garnet total.
Oh, there it is. I missed it. I was sea of rolls.
Yeah.
I rolled
Press the wrong button.
decently and I'm still the shittiest. Like,
Yeah, how often is it that 16 is the worst?
Does your echo shares your initiative or?
yeah. Basically, the echo just kind of exists, and then I can do stuff from my position or theirs, or
Well,
make them do stuff.
Leave it off the turn order then, just for
Yeah.
simplicity. It auto added because it was a token. So Noon, you are going to lead us off. You are the furthest away from the Griffins, right? Because we're thinking vertically here. They are dive bombing from. They're essentially attacking from behind you. So you are the furthest away from them. They are probably about 80 feet behind where Care is at. I should have made a much taller map to simulate this out for you, but I was hoping your stealthiness would win out the day. I was rooting for you. Or that they would attack you on the cliffs that you were on and at the nest, but I was hoping you had to do really well or really poorly on the stealth, and you wound up somewhere in the middle. So you got dive bombed. So they are in kind of like this little sort of formation-y thing, and they are, like I said, probably about 80 feet or so behind Care, so that's probably about 130 to 150 feet away from where you are currently, and they will be on you within a round, essentially. So you can prep something. If you have something with that much range, you can fling it. You can close in on them and like self-sacrifice if you want to be the that type of hero. I don't necessarily recommend that plan because they will just tear you to shreds and keep going. But it's up to you. You can play it how you'd like.
Yeah, alright. I'm gonna cast Blink.
Okay. D20 at the end of each of your turns. On an 11 or higher, you vanish, appear in the ethereal plane. Return to an unoccupied square of your choice that you can see within 10 feet of the space you vanished from. Okay, I gotcha. So you can, at the end of every turn, you're potentially going to like poof, 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 poof within kind of a 10-foot cube of yourself every time. Because we're in 3 dimensions. Yeah. Make things extra easy. I punish myself. I don't know why I do, but I do. And so you've got Blink cast on you. Is there anything else that you want to do? Or are you going to try to head them off at the pass or stay where you're at? Or because everyone else is on the wall. So they don't have quite the freedom of movement as you do flying around.
I'm gonna dart out slightly away from the cliff and whistle as loud as I can.
Okay.
To try to get attention.
Trying to get the Griffin's attention or trying to get the party's attention? Like, hey guys, there's a giant and a Griffin above.
The Griffin's attention.
Okay, gotcha. So go ahead and roll that d20. We'll see if you blink.
Alright.
And it will be Arya's turn. Arya's turn.
Shit.
Nope, you do not phase out of this plane on this particular turn. Okay. So what would you like to do?
How close are they to?
From where you're at, they're probably about 80, 90 feet above you.
Okay.
They're going to be on you within the round, essentially.
Okay.
This was your alert. Like, you saw them coming. They didn't take you by surprise. So they're going to be on you within a turn of the fact that you spotted them coming down at you.
Okay. Yeah, there's not a lot I can do because I kind of just punch. But can I hold my hour of reaping to try and frighten them? Like, once they get into the range, they have to be within 30 feet.
Yeah. Sounds like something you can probably do.
Yeah, I mean, it's an action.
So, yeah,
So.
that's something you can definitely...
Okay.
Oh, there it is. 30 feet of you, 60 wisdom saving throw, or be frightened of you until the end of your next turn. Yeah.
That's cool.
That is
Yeah.
potentially going to come in handy.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping to do, like if they had come near us when we were still collecting, but...
You can just roar.
We'll see what I can do.
Like,
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad plan. If anything, it would at least buy you a little bit of time to try to...
I mean, it
scamper,
doesn't
scurry,
last
reassess.
real long, but...
Yeah.
Oh, I almost forgot. I almost forgot that I have twin spell. So, I'm gonna target. Oh gosh, what's her name? I'm gonna target Ghastly's character.
Garnet?
Also with blank. Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I can. So.
Make very good choices, Garnet. Remember that you are going to be on the ethereal plane on the side of a mountain. It's a little bit different.
Don't like that to me.
Oh shit!
You don't remember how I fell.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Well, she's
I was just thinking about your AC.
Isn't Garnet levitating?
Yeah, I might actually still be there.
Oh, like she's not really on the side of a mountain. She's like hovering in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Noon
Thanks for making it worse.
Noon pushed her back in to the rope so she'd at least be able to like grab on and maneuver. How long's levitate gonna last for? It's
And it's one concentration up to 10 minutes.
Okay. So it'll realistically, with how that all shook out, it's got a few minutes left on it.
As long as you can maintain
And you get to
concentration.
choose where you move within 10 feet, so you can continue down the mountain, further down the
That's
rope.
true.
Because that was my
If she
intention.
goes into the ethereal plane, I would think that levitate would end or something, because I can't see her.
Don't.
I don't.
No,
I think it.
the levitate
just
would
had
still
to
kick
be-
in, but there would be
Okay.
like the rope and things that you're climbing on aren't on the ethereal plane, so there would be a little bit of a like blink back in, blink back in, and you just have to be conscious of
That's
where
fun.
you move yourself, that you don't back away from the mountainside and then poof back in and have nowhere to go. That kind of stuff was more of what I was trying to allude to with that warning of like, just think about where you're going to be when you're on the ethereal plane, because it's a little bit different from where you're at here. Yeah, that was a whole lot of. So it'll be Garnet's turn. You're holding that hour of reaping for them to close in on you. And Garnet, what would you like to do?
Well, I would like to cast, I think it's Bless at a first level. Hold on. Yeah, Bless first level on, hold on a minute, I can't remember anyone's characters' names.
You got
Okay.
from bottom to top. You got Noon, Zedalia. Zedalia's Echo. Don't recommend that one. Arya and Care. Is it Arya or Arya?
I don't know. Area works.
Okay. I keep switching between the two.
Yeah, no, I do too.
So we'll come to a consensus on
It's
that
like
at some
it's
point.
one of those names that is always mispronounced, so they just answered either.
Yeah.
So it's like whatever.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there up to 3 people that my character can see? Considering I'm probably looking down because I was just falling. Probably it would probably only be 2, so it would be Zedalia and Noon.
Mm-hmm.
You can do yourself too.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
That's completely. I will also do it to myself.
So that'll
That's
be
probably a good
think
idea.
And you get an extra D4 on your rolls.
Yep. Attacks and saves.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Attack roller, saving throw before it ends. Blah blah blah. There you go. So it is now Care's turn. Unless there's anything else you want to do. If you want to move yourself, I do need a D20 for whether or not you blink.
I mean, at most, I think I tried to move further down the rope, and I will roll that d20 now. I tried.
Okay. Just roll a D20.
I did.
Nice.
I don't think it went through, but I got a 6. So.
Oh, you got a 6?
That
Okay,
means-
so you don't blink.
Nope.
I'll have to figure out why some stuff's not getting through. But that's fine. I'm happy with that. If you rolled a 6, you do not blink, and you just kind of continue to lower yourself down with the. And now it is Griffon A's turn. They are going to close the 80 feet of flight that they've got, and they will get up close. No, I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
I skipped over Care's turn. That's my fault.
No, it's okay. I wasn't sure if my phone was working. Sorry.
No, when I bounced back to Garnet for the blink thing and then forgot that I had already advanced to your turn. It skipped you. That's my fault. So what would you like to do, knowing that you're at essentially the front line of defense against these griffins that are going to start closing in on you very shortly?
Okay. First off, bonus action, Hunter's Mark on the closest griffin.
Okay, that would be this one. E. Give him a little or some kind of lightning bolt symbol or something.
And then
That works.
Care is going
Red dot.
to pull out her longbow and fire. Does a 25 hit?
It does, yeah.
That is 4 plus. 5 damage.
5 total or 4 plus 5?
5 total. 4
Okay.
plus 1.
Okay. So
I don't know why they're not.
I assume that you're like clipped in or looped into the rope or something, because otherwise you just completely let go to take your shot.
Oh yes, very much so. That would have been her action beforehand if she would have tied herself onto the rope.
Okay. I gave you the benefit of the doubt as a ranger that you would know that like I should probably tie off or something before I grab my bow. because that would have been a
Yes, that
very,
is-
very awkward shot to like launch as you start to fall past everyone else in the group. Oh, hey, look, there goes Care.
Bye, Care.
You just hear a faint, I made it count, like splash a minute later. But with that, it'll be Griffin A's turn. They will close in. Yep, what?
Just, is there another Griffin within 5 feet of that first one, or are they like spaced dramatically apart?
They're they're in a pretty close formation. They're flying as like a pack ish. They're large, so it.
All right, I am going to use my Horde Breaker then to attack the one. Let's say Griffin A. Wow, that was horrible. 12.
A 12 does hit. Pretty sure.
5 damage. So yes, that is now the end of my turn.
Okie doke. So now, finally, after several attempts, Griffin A is going to kind of like, pull the wings in, kind of like a free falling skydiver when they like tuck in their arms so they go really fast, to really like at you and close the 80-foot range before everyone else does and take attacks at Care. Because you're the first one in the row here.
Reaction shield.
Reaction shield. Okay, so what's your armor class with shield?
17.
Okay, so one of them gets through, the other one gets blocked by the shield. And it gets you for 11 damage.
Oh shit.
That's a bunch. So now it is Zadalia's turn.
I am going to just reach out my hand and I'm gonna chill touch at the one that is by Care.
Okay, that's going to be this Griffin A here.
I don't know. Oh. Okay, that's what I didn't realize it rolled the damage with it. So yeah, it's only 11 to hit though. Or wait, it didn't roll the D4 though for the bless.
No, it wouldn't
So.
do it automatically. You'd have to.
Yeah, no, I thought I had got it set to add, but I guess I did the command wrong. So +2, so 13.
That'll hit.
Okay, so 11 necrotic damage.
Okay. So you reach out and touch somebody, give them a.
Yeah, just like cold hand about the face area. And that's gonna be my turn. I'm not gonna do any bonus stuff.
Okay. So with that, the other 4 griffins are going to kind of close their distance on you all. Let's do this way here. Let's give a little bit of space for them to work with. So there's Griffon A. Griffon E's got Hunter's Mark. They are going to close in. A couple of them are going to dash in order to kind of get down to the rest of the group here. Otherwise, it's going to be 5 Griffins ganging up on Care, and that just feels mean. Because they're after everybody. So you get this kind of a, but those 3 dash to do it. But Griffon E, the one that got an arrow in them from Care, is going to take attacks in retaliation. And you still have shield up until it gets around to your turn again, right? So both of those will miss. And then it'll be back around to Noon's turn. You see that the Griffins are now accosting the party fully. They've closed in on you guys and are giving you quite the hard time about the fact that you assumed to be the ones who have poached their nests in various ways.
With them having gotten closer, I would have set off the hour of reaping.
Yes, you would have. That is a good point. So they all.
Yeah,
have to
I was
make
just
a
waiting
wisdom.
for more of them to get in. Yes. Or at least those within 30 feet.
Realistically, they're given how close you are climbing down this mountain together, they're all within a 30-foot-ish sphere.
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5. 2 of them make the save. And so we'll say E and D make the save. B, C, and A are all frightened of you, which means they cannot come any closer to you, and they have disadvantage on their attacks while they can see you. If I'm remembering that right off the top of my head. So they will kind of, when their turn rolls around, they'll shift themselves around accordingly and all that fun stuff.
It's only until the end of my next turn, so. But. No, it's never mind.
Yeah, but they're all frightened. Or the majority of them are frightened. What are you getting up to?
Yeah.
Sorry. I was telling Chai about how that is not me typing. That is the sound of my ferret drinking. They drink from a bottle, and occasionally they either of them will start chewing on the metal spout. I don't know why. They just
Animals
do
are
it.
weird.
Yeah, they're the only ones that have done that. And Porge didn't do it until he saw Biggs doing it, so he learned it from her.
Nice.
Let's see. I just try to think. Because now that they're here, I don't think I could cast Shatter like I was planning to. Let's see.
Yeah, that could be bad.
Yeah. They're all at least like, if everyone's kind of against, if it's mountain, everybody's right up against a mountain, they're out a little bit from it as they're flying, as they kind of like peck in with their beaks and slash out with their claws and things like that. So they're kind of in this space a little bit. Everyone's not uniformly in a single line. If you turned it flat into if you turn the mountain on its side, everybody wouldn't be in a straight line. There's a bit of like a, because you got everything's 3-dimensional. Make things easy.
Yeah.
So if you're careful about where you put it and where you aim it, and you might not get everybody, and you might accidentally get somebody you don't want to, but it's not completely in the realm of you're just going to hit everything on the mountain automatically with the spell kind of method. You just got to think it through.
Alright. I am going to use Where is it? Oh, I scroll back up. A Scorching Ray. And I'm gonna twin it.
Nice. Or not. You have a bless, so you can add a d4.
Alright, give me a second. So that is a 11 to hit.
That comes up just a little bit short, and it comes up. It just Scorching Ray past a wing. You wind up missing.
All right. Do I roll it for each of the rays?
I think Scorching Ray you do roll each ray separate, if I recall correctly.
All right. Well, which means I get to roll 6 times. Fun. Are you guys ready? 21 to hit.
Yeah, it's a ranged spell attack for each ray on it, and then they take the damage.
All right. I'm gonna hit this one here. I'm gonna hit Griffon B with that. So I've got 4 left. $21 to hit again.
That's 11, or no, sorry, that should have been.
I get a bonus to using fire spells.
Yeah.
Nice.
So which one are you hitting with this one?
I'm gonna focus on B right now.
Okay.
Try to get things out of the way.
Gotcha.
For everyone.
So that's 3 down, 3 to go. That one will hit 2.
All right. I'll just keep hammering B, honestly.
Gotcha.
Just because I want to kill it.
That one hits as well. So these Scorching Rays are just plowing one after another into this Griffon, and you're singeing feathers and torching wings and singeing tails and all kinds of fun stuff.
All right, and I think I've got one more left.
Yeah, it should be one more.
Yeah. And with this one, I'm gonna hit D because I want to give these things at least a chance to retreat because I don't want to kill an animal if I don't have to.
Okay. You get your bless, so you can add a D4 to that. See if it puts you over the. Well, it will. It'll get you over the armor class. So that'll hit.
Oh.
And you get 7 off of that one.
That's for Griffon D.
Gotcha. Is there anything else you want to do, or is that your turn?
Let me look at my sheet to see if there's anything I can do. No, I think I'm good right now.
That's fine. We won't retcon that right now. We'll talk about it after. Anyway, so now it is Arya's turn.
Okay. Since the hour of reaping ends at the end of my turn, I assume I'm probably not really within range to punch any of them, so I'm just going to do it again.
Okay.
I might actually laugh. So, yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5. 2 of them made it again. 3 of them failed it. And
okay.
So C and D managed to get their saves. A, E, and B will be frightened of you.
Okay. Are any of them within range for me to hit? I mean, C would be my only guess, and I doubt it.
C is a bit below you, so you could potentially try to do a drop kick spring off them back against and grab the rope, do some cool monk acrobatic-y stuff.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh,
Right,
shit.
like dive kick and then jump off the kick back to the rope, something cool like that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I'll drop down a little bit and just kind of like push myself off the cliff. I mean, this is because I can use the bonus action to hit and do that, I guess. Just try and kick it and, use that force to push myself back against the cliff.
Sure.
Come on. Oh,
Nice. That'll absolutely hit. No problem there.
nice. Okay. Yeah, and that's it, because that would be a bonus action.
So then it'll be Garnet's turn.
It would help if I pressed push to talk, wouldn't it?
Oh, I forgot to do my blink anyway. One sec.
Yeah, sorry. Keep forgetting about
It's
that.
alright. Don't worry. Garnet, continue your turn.
Yeah.
I do not blink.
No
Damn it.
blink. Tolling the dead. Wisdom. Which one are you coming after?
On Griffon D, because I know that one's been hit before.
Yeah. Okay. I will see. Wisdom save. It fails that save, so it takes a whole bunch of tolling the dead damage. And then, anything else you'd like to do, or?
I don't think I've got any bonus actions, so that will be. Well, I'll probably continue moving down the rope as much as I can without knocking anyone else off.
Okay.
Don't forget blink.
Yeah, roll your d20.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Right, thank you.
So you could, if you blink, you could potentially blink to the other side of Zedalia if you wanted to, when your turn rolls back around again.
Well, I think that was a good roll, so yeah, probably that.
Okay. So you've kind of worked your way to Zedalia and then blinked out at the end of your turn, and you know that when you go to blink back in, you can kind of shift yourself 10 feet and kind of jump ahead a little and take advantage of that. And then Care, it is your turn. So you've got you're kind of loosely flanked by griffins, right? They're kind of over both your shoulders at the moment. One of them is hunter's marked.
Alright, sorry, I'm just double checking. Hunter marked is only for. Oh, and it's concentration. Alright, can I make a quick weapon switch? Would that be valid? Can I use my movement to do that?
What you switch into from bow to like a longsword or something?
Well, I'd just be putting my bow in my bag and then pulling the spear out from the quiver.
Oh yeah. Sure, why not?
Alright, I just wanted to check. So, Care is going to swing on the rope and make a stab at Griffon E then.
Okay.
With her spear. That is a 10 to hit.
That's gonna miss.
Alright. That's pretty much all I can do then. Yeah, no, that's it. Care is gonna miss, and she's gonna be like, fucking I want one of these chickens grilled for breakfast. And she's definitely, unlike Noon, she's definitely wondering how one of these griffins is going to taste roasted over the fire in a couple hours. But that is it for her turn.
Okay. So it's going to be Griffin A's turn, and they are coming after you with what they can muster. They are frightened at the moment, as Arya is sort of in view beneath you. So they will take these attacks at disadvantage.
I just realized that Hunter's Mark would be down because I used shield. It's a concentration.
That did not let disadvantage. So okay. 17 to hit will get through.
That is my shield.
And well, shield is up, right? It's only good for the one round.
As soon as she gets attacked again, she would use shield.
Oh, you'd pop it back off again. Okay. So that one will get through, and then the claws will miss, but you get a little bit of beak damage. It takes 7 damage from a beak peck when it misses when it goes to swipe for the claws. Gotta love that disadvantage. And then
Cares owl back at the griffin.
it is Zedalia's turn.
Zedalia is going to just gonna like reach in her pocket a little bit and flip a coin up into the air, and I'm going to cast whatchamacallit, Jim's magic missile, one at A, one at B, and one at C.
Okay, so you got A, B, and C.
I'm just making sure. Okay, that it's actually right. So that's A. For ew, that is horrible damage. For 3 damage, and then B for 7 damage, and then C.
Okay, so B, as that magic missile makes solid contact with B, you do see them kind of let out a bit of a shriek and start to fall out of the sky.
And then the last one was for C.
And then, yeah, definitely.
And yeah, my missiles are totally like kind of like black and sparkly though.
Nice.
I like it.
Because
Galactic.
they're not your average magic missile. They're a little bit more flashy. So
I'm not like other girls. My magic missile is special.
totally true. It seems like a normal magic missile until it isn't.
Okay, so C. What was it? Double check. C and D. Okay, so C is not frightened of you at the moment, so they were going to go ahead and take attacks at you, Arya. 24
Okay.
to hit, and then a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Uh-huh. So that's going to be 14 damage total between the two attacks.
Oof.
And then that'll be their turn. It'll be D's turn. D is making a judgment call going between Sedalia and Garnet. It's going to go for Zedalia with their 2 attacks. 9 and a 9. Neither of those are going to get through and hit you. No, you are nice and beefy with your 19 armor. So they miss, and then E way back here by Car. Care is, I keep doing Car for some reason. Try to take attacks, but they are at disadvantage because they can see Arya. And so 19 will get through, and 13 and an 8 will miss. So you get 8 damage from another beak slipping through, but their claws are just not able to get purchase on you. They just keep slipping off the magic shield that you fired off. But it is Noon's turn.
Alright. I'm sad about that, Griffon. No. You didn't have to do that. I guess. Let me look at this.
They didn't get a chance to morale check. They went down before you got or back around to their turn again. They took enough damage. I was gonna morale check them.
That would have been nice, assholes. I'm not here to kill.
I mean,
I'm gonna do.
Not here to die either.
Yeah, but I'm not even like close to dying.
No, I know. I'm just.
Anyway, but I'll cast Scorching Ray again, and I'll hit Griffon D with the first one. Let's see. 8.
Roll your bless. It's gonna miss.
Nope. Let me cast again.
That one definitely hits.
Alright, I'm gonna hit C with the next one.
That one definitely hits.
That one I'm gonna hit A.
No, you twinned it again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I have a limited amount of twins?
Well, it uses your sorcery points.
Oh, I did not. Okay, give me a sec then. I've got plenty of sorcery points. Alright, so I've done D, C, A.
Because you're upcasting it at 2, so make like your. I think this uses up what you've got left after twinning blink and then twinning this twice. That should tap out your 6 sorcery points.
Alright. Let's see. That Scorching Ray.
That was 1. That was 2. That was 3.
5. So I hit Griffon E with that one.
Okay.
And then, which one looks the least? Oh wait, no, I don't hit anyone with that. I whiff. That was a nat 1 too. Damn.
Yeah, that was a big whiff. But it is back around to roll your blink d20, and if there's anything else that you want to try to slip in here, which you can use.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So then it'll be Arya's turn.
Okay. All right. I would like to do similar to last time, but like push off of it. And can I go at Griffon C, but kind of like wrap my legs around it so I can just punch him a bunch of times and just stay there?
You want to try to like saddle up essentially and just start.
Oh, yeah, basically.
Okay. Make an acrobatics check for that because you actually have to like stick the landing on the back of this Griffon, which isn't going to be too happy to have you.
I am here for this.
Oh, come on. Maybe a monk.
I mean, it's big. It's got a lot of back to land on, but it's also going to immediately try to buck you off. So we're going to see if you can kind of stick this and kind of
Yeah.
thigh clench or something on the side so it doesn't give you a chuck. So
15?
yeah, that's decent enough, I think. It's a large animal to begin with, so you kind of like spring off and on, and then immediately kind of lock down on either side of it to try to make sure that it can't give you a buck. Start throwing some wailing punches into its back a little bit. Do some break the spirit.
So glad that worked. All right, I'm gonna just start punching it. Come on. I think that'll hit.
Yep.
Just
Okay, then I'm gonna do it again. Another punch.
Just fucking rocking this Griffin shit.
You're just like on it, like punching it in the back of the head. Like
You're donkey punching it.
Very
That's exact.
very confused Griffin, as it's been essentially saddled and struck repeatedly from like, what the hell are you doing? Like, get off me.
All right. How is it looking?
Not so great compared to where it started. When it dive bombed you guys, it's still got a little bit of kick to it, but you can definitely tell that they are out of everybody, they're definitely looking the worst out of the four that are still in the air.
Okay, I'm gonna do flurry of blows. Just hit it a few more times. Hit.
Okay. That'll go through.
And one more.
It's looking real bad now. You can see that like one of the wings isn't quite flapping as cleanly. Like you might have given it a cramp in the wing muscle or something in that last punch. Like it's looking bad.
I forgot to do blink again. Sick. Oh,
so
I'm gone.
You
Okay.
blunk.
Goodbye.
Oh. You blunk.
Okay, so you have
And then another time.
removed from at much as Noon has blunk out of the material plane, so too has this Griffin left the mortal coil.
Oh, we got stop killing it! Stop killing them!
Unless you want your punch to be non-lethal damage, you are about to punch this Griffin that you're on the back of out of the sky.
Nope, I'm going for it because they keep attacking us.
Okay.
Are you like plummeting with it now? Out
You,
of the sky?
yeah, you're
Goodbye.
gonna need to either make an acrobatics check to jump off and re-grab onto your climbing rope, or you can ride this down like an atom bomb, and just and splash into the water.
I'll try and jump back.
Okay. I mean, you could play it either way. And I'm sorry, I didn't give you guys your usual mid-session break. I plowed right through. I got to get used to doing 3 hours and remembering to give you your 90-minute pause in the middle there. But you nail that.
Good.
So you land that punch, and you see the Griffin kind of wings go limp, and you realize it's about to start falling away from underneath you. So you spring off the back and back out towards the rope. that everyone's been clung to, and make that no problem. And
Excellent. Okay, that's it for me. I think I've done enough.
it is Garnet's turn. You are about to blink back into this plane of existence. You can jump yourself 10 feet, so you can get below Zedalia, right? Because you had moved kind of right and then blinked out, so you can like jump to there if you want to, or wherever you'd like to be relative to that. But then it is your turn to do what you'd like.
Sorry, are you talking to me? I'm totally.
No,
I don't know why.
it's on Garnet's turn.
Okay.
Sorry, I am a little bit tired. Been a long day. Oh god, I gotta blink back in, don't I?
Yeah, so you were right here above Zedalia. You can blink anywhere within 10 feet of that. Obviously, keeping in mind that you're climbing, then you can blink 10 feet.
I suppose I could probably like throw a javelin with one arm, right? While holding on. I might as well blink upwards a little bit, and then I will aim for one of the griffins that's by is it Care that's surrounded?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I will throw my lightning javelin thingy at
Kinda do that.
one of those.
Gotcha. Blink back in. Lightning javelin out.
Yeah. Over at Griffin A, I think.
Okie doke. Did you roll it? It's not showing up.
There we go. It's just slow.
So that definitely hits. And then there's a DC dexterity save.
I totally almost took the lightning javelin just because I thought it was cool too.
I was like, I want to do something different. Last time I did fire damage, I still wanted to do something different, so I ended up with lightning.
Okay, so it
Very
did not make the dex save, so that javelin of lightning nails it for 16.
Nice. I'm gonna have to collect that later.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see if you can salvage that out of the water, assuming you.
Oh, well, if I don't get it back, I'm gonna cry.
But
Area will go diving for you.
is there anything else that you would like to do, or is it going to be?
I think that's it, but I've got to do my blink as well at the end of this turn.
See if you blink back out again.
Care suddenly has visions of pre-fried chicken wings.
Stop. I already feel bad. Do I know if griffins like have mates and take turns caring for the nest, or like what's the community like? Are the eggs we left gonna be okay, or should we go get them?
We can't deplete the natural population because we've stolen all the eggs and murdered them all.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah, but if they don't have a mom, the eggs are gonna die.
I would imagine this is probably like a hunting party and they left behind.
Yeah, well,
I don't know how birds work.
My Griffin lore is not as deep as it should be. So I can't necessarily tell you with certainty what the book would say the griffins would do. For the sake of good intentions all around, would say that their nests would not be forsaken. there would be a chance that they don't get spotted as orphaned nests, but they wouldn't be like off limits or forbidden to, like, other griffins would potentially spot them and be like, oh hey, we should probably not leave those just sitting there.
Yeah, to be fair, there are 6 nests, but only 5
Griffins are
griffins
good here.
attacking us.
Yeah.
So at least one in this group.
Okay, chat says the females would have been guarding the nests. So we're
It's
just
too late for that.
They weren't guarding them real well.
So yeah, well,
we're not killing all the griffins.
yeah.
And if we are killing any griffins, they're males, which is fine because,
It'll be
like,
fine.
while a female can only lay so many eggs, a male can bang as many as he wants.
Yeah.
And
So
that's why during buck season, you're supposed to kill a lot of does rather than going strictly for like the points.
Nice.
Okay.
Mike was a hunter and I
So-
hate him.
Care, it is your turn.
All right. Things are being weird on me again.
No.
Can you hear me good?
Yeah.
At least?
Yep.
All right. The first thing, can Care see where those griffins fell in the water? Did they fall in the water? Or are they just lying on the?
They would have taken a tumble down the side, but would have almost definitely wound up in the water. Yeah.
All right. So Care would have marked where in the water the dead griffins have gone, and then she is going to take a swing at one of the ones beside her, still just like raggedly hanging on to the wall with one arm, and then her mage hand is just like extending and stabbing at this griffin. Hold on. Well, nothing seems to want to work, but it's a 9 to hit.
So that'll miss.
Hair flails wildly and growls, and that is the end of her turn.
Okay.
This is when you only have one attack, it's an issue.
Do you not have 2 attacks at 6th level as a? Oh, we split. So that,
Multi-class.
yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot for a second. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
what? Okay, so
Like technically, I don't yet either because multi-class.
so Griffin A, seeing 2 of the other griffins knocked down, knocked out of commission, is going to attempt to cut their losses and break away from attacking you guys. You do get an attack of opportunity as it moves away from you, Care, if you would like to take it. But otherwise, it is going to bail out on this fight.
Care is going to let it go. She's not going to attack that one.
Okay. Sedalia, you're up.
I am just gonna throw a chill touch at. I can't see the letter because I'm zoomed. The one by Care though.
E.
Okay.
Okay, that'll hit. That'll do some damage. And then, what else would you, anything else you'd like to do? What else would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna action surge and do it again.
Okay.
Cause why not? Natural 20.
Nice.
So 12 damage.
Oof. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Nope.
Okay, so it is Griffon D's turn. They are also going to try to cut their losses and bail on the fight. So Zedalia, you do get an attack of opportunity as their proximity to you. But otherwise, they are going to bail on this fight.
Yeah, no, if it's leaving, I would let it go.
Okay. But Griffon E is pot committed. It's super pissed. So they are sticking around, at least for this round. We'll see how that goes now that the other two have bailed on it.
Since the extra rays are the only change, you
Yeah.
know?
We resolved it as if it was second, so you can take treat the slots as they would have been. We didn't roll extra dice or anything like that where it would be like, yeah, no, you gotta. So that's fine. I'm not
Okay. Thank you for understanding. I'm still learning to use D&D Beyond.
Yeah, that's misclicks and things. I don't need to take you to the lashing for that kind of stuff. It happens.
I wanted to just ask and be sure. I didn't want to just assume.
No, I appreciate that. But that's fine. So Griffon E is gonna take their 2 attacks at Care and hope for the best, as they have been. So that's that's a 20 and a 25. So they'll both
As
get
soon
through.
as it attacks, Care will pop you.
We'll pop what?
Shield.
Okay.
Will pop shield.
But a 20 and a 25 both get through. So you'll take 20 damage between the 2 attacks.
Any damage?
Yeah.
Care lets out a roar as she goes limp for a minute, and then Relentless Endurance kicks it. She comes back with 1 hit point.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah, the rolled really high even with popping shield. It was enough to get through on both counts. And they really nailed you, but endurance to the rescue. Noon, you are up. You can see the other 2. You blinked away, so you get to blink back in where you like to blink in.
I am gonna blink in. Let's see.
It's 10 feet from wherever you blinked out. So
Over here.
okay.
Slightly away from the wall.
And then so you can see Griffon A and D have broken off from combat. They are flying back up the mountainside, and E has very, very violently attacked Care a couple of times now. They're taking their pound of flesh out of your comrade here, and what would you like to try to do here?
All right, so we still have Griffon E. Let me look at my.
Yeah, the other two have flown off. You can try to pick them off with a range spell or something if you want to, but you've
No.
intonated that you don't want to do that, so I assumed you wouldn't.
Oh,
Let's see. Let me look at chromatic orb.
character really use help.
Yeah.
Working on it. Try.
I'm gonna use chromatic orb. And
Chromatic orb.
did that go through?
Hasn't yet. Being a little slow.
I'm gonna click it again just in case. But oh, choose damage type. It's asking me. Fire.
Fire.
Oh.
So that
Oh.
will hit, and you will fire damage. It is still up, but you
Oh my
have very much scorched this poor Griffin.
I was so afraid I was gonna kill it.
So, but basically everyone else is going to get a turn before they do. So we'll have to have a judgment call from the group on whether or not Griffon E gets an opportunity to bail or not. You can blink one more time, or since this is basically the trail end of combat, you can just let it slide if you want to.
I disappear again.
You disappear again. And Arya, you are up. You can see Griffon E is accosting Care, but they have just been substantially scorched by this orb of fire that flew over your shoulder from noon below.
Okay. Are they within 30 feet?
Yeah.
I can move up
You'd have to make some vertical
the rope.
climb, but you could get there, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Realistically.
Yeah, I'd move up the rope. Okay. And do the Hour of Reaping on Griffon E.
Okay. See if you can frighten him.
Yeah.
Is there like a times per day
13.
limit on that?
It just says as an action I can do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I thought the same thing. I was like, but it doesn't say anything about like once per long rest or whatever.
Yeah, you can just do it. That's cool.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So it did make the save, so it is not frightened, unfortunately.
Damn it. Okay. Well, I know Noon doesn't want to kill it, but I guess I'm just gonna try and use. Can I try and use my bonus action to try to like kick it? Kind of the same thing that I was doing with the other one, where I just kind of push off the wall and kick at it.
Yeah.
Okay. There's part of me that wants to make it non-lethal just in case, but I don't think it's gonna give up. Anyway.
Okay. So that kick does hit, and it will be enough to resolve Griffon E. If you want to make it non-lethal and have them fly off with their tail between their legs, you can. I'll give you that opportunity since you did have that thought.
Yeah.
But otherwise, they're going down.
Yeah, I would. I mean, if they're like, if I know that they're going to take off, then I would definitely do it non-lethal and try and get them to just go.
So we will resolve it as such. You see that they, even though they went in hard on Care, after seeing the way everything shook out with the other two flying away and things like that, they're looking like they were getting ready to second guess, trying to tough this out solo. And so you give them a bit of a kick for good measure and send them on their way with a bit of a whimper. And we'll call that. That's done. They have flown back up off into the misty mountain above them. Two of the griffins have fallen below, and you are on this rope climbing down the side, getting ready to splash back into the water and swim back across the lake, and all that fun stuff.
And probably, heal a bit before we make
Take a nap.
swim.
Yeah, I can cast Healing Word at 3rd level, so I can do like 2d4 plus 3, I think it is, for someone in my eyesight. So I can just look at Care and be like, heal. Yeah.
Heal.
Okay, did my javelin like stick in Griffin A, or so have I lost my magic javelin, or did it like fall?
Let's.
Is it in the lake
On that, Care
that we
is
have to
actually
swim across?
once they get to the bottom of the mountain, Care is actually going to dive down and try and retrieve at least one of the griffin carcasses, preferably the one with the javelin in it.
Okay, so
Aria's going down as well.
The
Can't run out of air.
The javelin one did not wind up in the water; it flew away. But the javelin, being a javelin of lightning, it went into the griffin, and then the electric shock caused a bit of like a muscle spasm, enough to dislodge the spear, and it fell into the water below. So you can go and fish it out, or try to fish it out of the lake, but there's a chance that you might not recover it off the bottom, depending on how much time everybody wants to spend swimming for it.
I'm gonna cast Healing Word at 3rd level on Care then, so Care can, not die.
Good plan.
Yeah, if Care wants to go hunt down the griffin carcass, then I'll look for the javelin, because I don't run out of air, so I probably can spend a little bit more time down there.
Okay, so you work your climb back down to that first ledge that you climbed out of the water onto to like re-gear yourselves and get ready for the climb. So you're back down to there. You take a chance to, heal up, take a breath, kind of chill, compose yourselves, realize everything that just transpired, make sure you didn't break any of your eggs in your backpack, because that would suck, to go to all that work and then break some. That would be terrible. But they are all fine, all 7 of them. Good for you. And so you're gonna. Do you want to take a short rest here before you try to make the swim? It sounded like somebody said that.
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay. So you can do that, and then
if you guys want to hand anything over to me for the bag of holding, now's the time.
Yep, good plan there. And then Arya and Care, you can make investigation checks for swimming down to try to recover the javelin / one of the griffins, as you said you would like to do.
Does anyone want any more healing before we do anything else? Because I've still got a bunch of spell slots.
How many points did you give Care?
I think I gave 10, but if we're all at the bottom now, then I'll be able to use Cure Wounds instead, and that does a lot more.
Yeah. Okay. So, Arya, it does take a little bit of time, but you do manage to scrounge up this javelin off the bottom of this lake somehow. You get a little bit lucky. Kind of guesstimating the fall angle and all that kind of stuff. You're like, maybe, and yep, you got lucky. Care, you're looking for a griffin carcass, which is quite a bit bigger than a javelin, so it's a little bit easier to find. So you do manage to do that. It's heavy. It's on the bottom of a lake. You gotta try to hoist it up out of the water, which isn't going to be easy. You may need some help to get it up and out onto the ledge that
Yeah,
everybody's
I mean, I
resting
would
on.
think I could probably help because the javelin's probably not going to take up. It's not that heavy.
No,
so I could probably help him put it up.
If you make it a group effort, spend some time to kind of get it
Yeah.
back up to the surface, and then help from the people on the cliff to like rope it out of the water so you can do whatever rangery stuff you want to do to it. Try to clean some meat off it, or however you want to try to approach that. We'll go ahead and so you take a short rest. Yeah, you can use hit dice if you want to use hit dice. You can throw some cure wounds and other kinds of healing spells around if you'd like to, and kind of rest and recover. And then we will, we'll have you go ahead and make the swim checks to get back. And then we'll call it a session with you getting across the lake onto the opposite shore, ready to saddle up and head back with your prize in tow.
Kitty!
So handle your hit dice, get your hit points back, ready to go on all that front, and then athletics and constitution.
Okay. Oh, I ignore 2. That's only on 11. I forgot to take the bless off because that'd be over.
As Care is doing her butchering, she's very careful to she's very careful. She strips the meat properly. She cuts the bones. It's very much a well done butcher job. Like, she's practiced at doing this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when she's done, she takes the head as well. But as she's doing this, she's also singing to herself. And if Noon gives her like a weird look, if anyone gives her like a weird look, she would just be like, "It song of thanks, blessing for the hunt. Give thanks to the Griffin spirit for what it gives us."
I think Zadalia's like struggling a bit, but she's got her echo out too. So like it swims out like 30 feet and then she teleports to it. And then swims it out 30 feet and teleports to it. It's like, dude, I'm tired. Like,
I love it.
I'm like, I tried. I started. I was like, man, this is a lot. Like, there's got to be an easier way.
Okay. So,
you know what? This lake hates me.
Yeah, this lake is not your friend. A few people are struggling pace-wise to make it across the lake here. There's some slow goes, but you've had a very long day of swimming and climbing and swimming and climbing and climbing and swimming. So you do eventually manage to get across the lake. After everything that you've gotten through here, Sedalia and Care take a level of exhaustion. Between the 2 swims and all the climbing, you're just tuckered out. It is like lunch-ish time at this point, right? You're looking at a vaguely 11 a.m.-ish, and that is a cat.
Yeah, he was screaming, so...
It's a creamsicle boy! I love orange cats. The boy ones are always so stupid, and it's so good.
What are you talking about? That's not a cat. That's the one who roleplays the Echo.
It's the Echo.
I like it. That's canon now.
So yeah, so
The Echo only does what your cat does.
So Care and Sedalia, you've got your level of exhaustion. You are safely back to your lakeside encampment. It's roughly midday-ish, right? A little before, maybe like 11-ish. If you want to, you can just be like, we're pooped, we're going to take a long rest, and then head back to the city on a night ride back to town, or you can just suck it up and ride back now and get in late in the evening, crash out once you get there. You could decide that how you'd like. But either way, we will pick up with that decision next week and roll from there. So thank you to my players for putting up with my shenanigans, and to everyone who tuned in this morning. I know 9 a.m. East Coast time can be quite early for West Coast people, so anyone who tunes in, most appreciated. We will see you all back here, same bat time, same bat channel next week, and tune in Tuesday night. We've got the other campaign that I run, Vow of the Keepers, set in the same world, getting up to their craziness, fighting off demon armies and stuff. And then we've got streams on Wednesday nights, Friday nights, Saturday nights, and Sunday nights. So to tune back in tonight for the Sunday night campaign.
You can see me tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern on Roll the Roll, playing a circus gnome.
A circus gnome?
I'm
That
playing
sounds
Extinction
amazing.
Curse in the Pathfinder 2E adventure path. And I am a gnome that's raised in the circus by an elf. So it's a thing.
That sounds pretty cool. If anyone is up late Sunday nights, I'm also have a game over at Mimics and Monstrosities. Right now, we're just finishing up the Avernus module, which was ridiculously difficult. Like, that was nuts. We've lost at least 3 characters just permadeath.
Wow.
Oh man.
I'm running that for like my regular group, and it's so difficult. Like they're nearly dying all the time.
It's really crazy. But once we're done the Avernus, we'll be doing a Call of Cthulhu after that. So if you're up 11, 12 at night on a Sunday night Eastern, right when it's the good spooky hour.
All the spoopy.
Okay. Anyone else have anything they would like to mention or plug real quick? Otherwise, I will close out the stream and we will turn you loose for the rest of your day to nap and or recover as necessary.
We have all voted nap.
Yeah.
Bye everyone. It was fun.
Bye.
Have a good day.